What is up, guys? So I want to do a re-review. I want to do review part 2 now that I have played the game significantly more and I have put so much more time into it, and oh my goodness, I love this game. But this video up here that I tagged, right up here, that was me going into this game without knowing what I was doing. And the reason why I did that is because I wanted it to be as authentic as possible. The reason behind that is because there is going to be people who come into this game and do not know what they're doing. There's people who are going to start downloading the beta. There's people who are going to jump into these early access and not know what they're doing. And that is perfectly fine, okay? That is the way the gaming industry works. People aren't going to look up tips, tricks, and guides. So that is what it is. All right, so I just want to appreciate everybody who commented on the video and gave me those helpful tips and tricks. That was amazing, and I really, really appreciate it. I am sorry if I made some people a little bit upset, but that's just the way it is, okay? It is the way it is. I also want to just give a big shout out right now to the one dev who commented on my video and is clipped a part of it and has sent it off to the team. And that small thing is maybe going to be implemented into the game. And that small thing is this right here. Ready? Bullet shots into the water. Why is that something that I think is important? It's just a small detail thing. It's just the quality of life. It's just a small detail. I just like seeing it. I like seeing that everybody has thought about every single thing, every single angle. So I also just want to say, everybody right now, if you're watching this video, just start clapping your hands right now real quick for those devs. Oh my goodness, I can't speak. To those, my brain is overwhelmed because I'm having so much fun, okay? I'm just so jittery. This game is great. So just clap your hands for those devs right now and just give them some appreciation because, oh my goodness, absolutely crushing this game right now. You guys are doing a phenomenal job, and this is only one area of the game. And oh my gosh, you guys are 100% going to be changing the way the gaming industry operates from this point on. I'm saying it here first. This is going to change the way every single game developer has to think about their game from this point on. So let's jump into this review. And if you guys are liking this video so far, just make sure you guys like and subscribe, or even if you think my voice is charming. Any of those two reasons I'll take. So in my last review, my initial concerns and cons were as followed. Now I know this is in a beta, so everything is not set in stone and things will be changing. But my list was as followed. There was just no tutorial, so making things really hard for new players. Water effects, which we've already talked to a dev. The looking around could use a little bit of tweaks. It's a little slow and not as responsive as I was hoping for, especially since it's kind of a shooter in a sense. The orbs seem to do nothing. Well, that was what I originally thought, and the loading screens were a little long and laggy. So obviously my list will be changing. This is just what I initially thought was. And hey, I will admit it, I'm gonna eat some words here. So these are my new thoughts on this game. So initially, the reason why I didn't think the orbs actually did anything is because when I would shoot them, they would just disappear. So I don't know what that was. But once I did figure out how to finally initiate the battles properly, it was what I found myself doing most of the time, was running around looking for the rifts to initiate the alluvial battles. I think that is a cool design concept, the not having the alluvials running around the overworld, but actually being in the little rifts and having to shoot them. I think that's super cool of a design. Then once you are actually in the battles, I really like the idea and the concept behind the sort of, when you place things, you take away from the stability of this rift, I'm assuming it's called. So the rift will start with a certain amount of stability, and as you place down different alluvials, it's going to take away from that. So if you place something down that's at 25, you're going to take 25 away from the actual rift stability. And you have to kind of make sure you're monitoring that you're not laying down too many things, because then after you're done battling everything and you want to try to capture them, you want to make sure that you have enough points left over to capture things. And then to capture the alluvials, you use what is called the cured shards, which are kind of the equivalency of, I guess, a Pokeball is the only thing that I can really think of. So if you're trying to catch something that's 25 points as well, it's going to take 25 points away from the rift. So this doesn't mean it's a guaranteed catch. I've had moments where my things have disappeared completely because I've killed them, or they disappear and or not disappear, sorry, but they'll jump out of the shard and then you wasted 25 points. So if you have a end total of 60 points and you're trying to catch things at 25 points apiece, that 60 is going to get smaller and smaller and smaller every time. And I think that's actually is an insane concept. So you could be catching something that's really, really rare and mess up, and lose it. And this is kind of the only game that sort of punishes you for using things too powerful in low areas. So if you're going to run around with a bunch of full stack team of 3-tiered illuviums and you're in tier 0 and trying to catch things or look for things or hunt for things, and you're using those only, you're going to destroy your rift. So you're not even going to get opportunities to catch these things, or you might give yourself only one opportunity to catch them depending on what you're using. So I think that kind of concept is really cool. So you really have to balance making sure you're using the right illuviums in the right situations. So then running around the overworld, you're going to come across 5 main types. I know there's different combinations like Templars and all that kind of other stuff, Slayers, blah, 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 but you're going to come across 5 main ones, and like those being sort of your mages, which are your damage dealer, ranged from a distance, tons of damage. Then you're going to have your fighters, which are kind of your close combat, punchy punchies, do as much damage as you can. You then have your support class, which are, well, supports, so healing, stunning, support type moves. You then have your tanks or your beefcakes, the ones that like to take the damage front line, usually put them guarding things. So if you have a going against a rogue, put them near the back so then they just keep a rogue busy all the time. That kind of stuff. And then you have the rogue, which like to teleport to the back of the line and kill everything. And the other thing I'm enjoying a lot is tiering everything up. So starting with tier 1s and going all the way up to tier 3s once you have 3. So 3 tier 1s, 3 tier 2s, so on. So, and like I said in my previous video, I enjoy the exploration. I think the movement feels really good. I think the, mobility of your character is awesome. The only thing I said I wasn't a huge fan of is you're looking around. I feel like it's just a little bit slow, but that's just me. I'm used to playing really fast-paced shooter games, so, that kind of probably plays an effect in there. But I think in general, I think the overworld kind of exploration is perfect. Absolutely perfect. Down to the very last minute detail. Perfect. And I feel like it's really easy to kind of get lost. Not so much as in lost as you don't know where you are in the game, more so lost in just running around, exploring the world, collecting resources, and craftable material. And I think that kind of adds into a lot of the replay value of having this kind of open world gathering system. I know we've seen it in other games, but I think this one just makes things a little bit easier because you're balancing between the combat of the game and like the crafting of the game and collecting and resourcing. So you're not just, only collecting resources, crafting things. So there's a lot to kind of be said there. So with that, kind of what are my overall thoughts? Where do I stand now after playing this game for many, almost way too many hours? Where do I stand now? Have I changed my mind? Has anything stayed the same? Well, if we look at my cons list, things have definitely changed. So I still did put the tutorial needing to be in place. Now I know that there is one in development, but I am just saying in general, as of right now, a tutorial. And I know it's in beta, so it's not going to happen, but in future games, hopefully it does. The looking around could use a little bit of tweaks. So devs, if you're listening, maybe making the looking around be a little bit more responsive. It's not horrible, but just I feel like as a shooting game, it's not where it should be, especially since the orbs move around pretty fast. It's a little hard. The water effects, I know this is already kind of being talked about, so it's not really a con. It's like per con. It's like in the middle. And guys, I'm just addicted to this game. All right, I can't stop playing. I'm addicted. And just more needs to come out already. Oh my goodness. I'm not the only one that's probably wanting more to come out. So if we take a look at my pro list, it's definitely a lot bigger now. The game looks amazing. The overworld is a great place to explore. The movement feels really good and smooth. The colors are bright and clear. The music's amazing. I love the music. The overall environment is outstanding. All the little details. Looking forward to the game. I'm just looking forward. The combat system is super good. It's well tuned. Oh, it's well. Oh my goodness. The crafting system is very well thought out. The combat is difficult, but also really rewarding. Fusion makes it so your low-level creatures you catch early on can still be used late game. So after playing this game for hours straight, and I'm surprised it's keeping my attention because I have ADHD, so I don't have my attention on anything, and this game is keeping it for hours and hours and hours. The lore of the creatures is very interesting and thought out. The game feels super polished for being only in early access, and the devs seem to really care about the game, and it honestly really shows. The replay value here is insane, even without any earning of ETH, and will change. I think this is really going to change the future of gaming from here on out. So good job, team of illuvium. So, and with that, that's pretty much it. I have a lot more to say about the game. There's definitely a lot more to be done, said, to explore. But this is kind of just, I wanted to, you know, admit that I made some mistakes when I first, you know, did my review. And again, that was me basing it purely off of not knowing what I was doing. But once you realize what you're doing, oh boy, this game is, this game's pretty crazy in a great way. And so I just want to know how everybody else is enjoying this game, if everybody else is loving this game as much as I am, how many hours you've already put into this game. This could be pre-beta of just when it was only in the arena, or just in the overworld. Whatever one you've gotten a chance to do, let me know. And like I said, if you like this video, like, subscribe, and above all else, peace!